Hey everyone, how are you doing? I know it's been so long and I'm so sorry about that, but I have like a whole bunch of reasons why. Okay, so number one, which is the technical part of all this. I don't know if I told you guys, but I had lost the charger to my video camera a while back. And at first it wasn't that important because I still had like my camera still had like some battery and everything, so it was not a problem. And then, you know, the battery ran out, which is normal, and I couldn't find my charger, which sucked. And so I couldn't film any videos anymore. So I found my charger, and please ignore the mess, but I actually changed desks, so these were all the things that were on my desk. But I don't know if you can see over there, there are like crates. These all have books that have no place on my bookshelf. But I emptied a couple of shelves, so I think I might have room now. But anyways, so I found the charger for my video camera that I use to film videos about books. I found, like, there's a bit of irony in there. I found the charger inside one of these crates. So I was so excited. I charged my camera, I filmed videos, and then it came time to upload them. And guess what? I can't find the wire that connects the camera to the computer. So now I'm filming on my mom's computer's webcam, which is why the quality is terrible, and I'm not sure about how it sounds yet, because obviously I'm filming it right now, so I don't know. But I'll see. If it's like it's really bad, I'm not even going to upload it. I don't know how. I'll figure something out. So yeah, that's number one. Number two is I haven't really been able, I know I promised you guys that I was going to read more and upload more videos and all that, but to tell you the truth, since the end of the read-a-thon in May, I think it was the beginning of May, till now we're on the 14th of August, I have read 2 books and almost 3. I have about 20 pages left of the book I'm currently reading, which I'm going to talk to in a minute. I have this much, which is nothing at all. I'm going to finish it tonight. So let's just say 3 books. I read 3 books. I read Crank. Actually finished Crank about 2 weeks ago. It was I did not like this book, and that's why it took me so long to finish it. I started reading it during the read-a-thon because, you know, the way it's set up was easy to read. It goes fast. Only I did not like the book at all. I've been told that other Ellen Hopkins books were really great, and a lot of people don't like Crank, so I don't feel alone. But I really didn't like it. I put it down for so long, and then I picked it up, you know, because I told myself I need to finish it. So I finished that, and then I read another book called Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe by Fanny Flagg, I believe. And this was one of the books that we were reading on the Buddy Reads group on Goodreads. I'll leave link down below so you guys can go check it out, because I'm sure most of you guys know about it, but in case you don't, you'll have the link. So basically people can suggest different books. There are different themes for every month, and then there are so many different like read-alongs that are going on in the same month. So, and you have everything from like there's like a whole bunch of fantasy books, sometimes horror, sometimes like I don't even know what this one is. I guess it's adult fiction. I don't know. So the theme of June was food, books that talked about food. So I started reading this, and I was so proud of myself because it was actually keeping up with the reading schedule, even though it's just there, you know, to give you like kind of guidelines and all that. You don't need to like follow it. But I was like so proud. I would finish like the section within like 5 days. So I had like 2 days to spare. It was like, whoa! Like, where is all this coming from? I'm like, you're the slowest reader ever, and you're actually keeping up with the schedule? I was like, wow. Wow. And then I guess I jinxed myself because after 2 weeks, I couldn't find the book anymore. I just didn't know where it was. It drove me insane. And about 2 weeks ago, right after I finished reading Crank, I used a bag that I haven't used since June, and I found the book in there. So I finished it. I gave it, I think, 4 stars or 4.5. I loved the book. I loved it so much. I wasn't a big fan of the Evelyn parts of the book, the ones that were set more in the 80s. Yeah, the 80s compared to, there we go, that's the word I was looking for, compared to the flashbacks, basically the storyline that was going on from the 20s to about the 40s, 50s. So this part I just loved so much. But I was going to give it actually I think I gave it a 4 stars. I was going to give it a 3.5. And then I read the end. I cried for, I think the last 20 pages was me straight up. I was like crying like a crazy person. And I never cry. I have issues. But, so yeah. That made me, I had to give it a better rating. I mean, obviously. And then I gave myself 2 weeks to read that book because I wanted to get it done before the Bout of Books read-a-thon, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I finished it in less than 2 weeks. I think less than a week even. I finished in like 5 or 6 days. And so, like, you know what? Like, I had so much momentum, and I was reading again. Like, I could not believe it, that I decided to pick up another book. And I've been hearing a lot about it recently, because I think it's gaining a bit more popularity recently also because of the TV show. That's how all books gain popularity, which is really sad. But I don't know if they shot their second season or they're going to air their second season in September, but I know there's a season up already, that's for sure. And I'm talking about the show called Witches of East End. Okay, where is it? Okay, there we go. Witches of East End. This is the book by Melissa de la Cruz. I have not watched the show. I don't know what it talks about, but well, I kind of know because I read the book. I'm almost done with the book. But apparently, from what I Wikipedia'd, in the show, the girls, Ingrid and Freya, don't know that they're witches. Whereas here, they've known all along. They know from like the first page, that they were witches. It's the book is called Witches of East End. I mean, come on. And yeah, so they've been witches for centuries and millenniums. I'm not sure what the plural of millennium is. I don't use that plural very frequently. But yeah, so it's Witches of East End. I really like this book. It's but I would say it has some mature content in there, so just like beware if you're a younger person thinking of reading this book. There's some sex scenes that are pretty, like, well described. So just beware of that. And yeah, I really like this book. Like, I'm probably giving it 4 stars, but I still have 20 pages to go, so if I start bawling also, like I did with Witches of East End, I might give it a 4.5 stars out of 5. So I really like this book. It's really cool because it has a mixture also not only of witchcraft and witchcraft. I have a thing for witchcraft, okay? I think it's awesome. And I think that's just me growing up on Charmed. Pretty sure. But it's bad. I've watched Charmed since I was, like about maybe 11, I started watching Charmed, even though the season started way before that. But it was, I don't know, every single year it's a tradition of mine around like the Christmas holidays, because I get more time. I watched all 8 of the seasons, like I marathon them, and every single year, I don't know how I don't get bored of, I know the plot lines by heart now, just by looking at the title, like, oh, that's the one where that and that happens. But I think that show, and maybe, I don't know what's the other show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch or whatever. I watch a whole bunch of like witchy shows or Hocus Pocus or these things, you know, growing up, like, I don't know. I'm very curious about witchcraft. I even went to a witchcraft store in Montreal in June. I got my fortune told by a tarot card reader. It was actually pretty accurate. It was awesome. Anyways, moving on. So I love witches, and in this one also there's a bit of mythology in there, which is really cool because I'm a big fan of mythology, any kind of mythology, whether it be Greek, Roman, even though they stole most of their myths from Greek culture. But anyways, Norse mythology, anything that has to do also with like South America. Even though I'm not very educated with these myths, I know more of like European myths, just because that's what I studied with my major. That's it. So yeah, that's why I love this book. So I'm gonna finish it tonight, and I'm probably going to film a review on that. So hopefully you'll see a video, a review of this book soon. Now, moving on to the Bout of Books TBR pile that I have compiled. Okay, let's start. So I'm just going to name the books very fast. I think I have 8 books this year that I have on my TBR. Hopefully I'll read them all. That's like my goal. Because I don't have like an enormous amount of books, like 14 or something like I used to have, you know, to give myself options. But hopefully I'll be able to read everything. So the first one is, okay, there we go. Lock and Key. This one's the second volume. It's called Head Games by Joe Hill and Gabriel, oh god, can't see this, Rodriguez. There we go. So I read the first one during the last read-a-thon, so the read-a-thon 10.0. I think that's what it was called. This one's called just Bout of Books read-a-thon 11. No point anything. So I really like the first volume, so I'm hoping I'll like this one too. I also chose in like graphic novel family, I chose this one. It's The Diary of Anne Frank, told in comic book form, and was written by Sid Jacobson. Oh god, this is terrible. Sid Jacobson and Ernie Colon. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. There's an accent on the O, so I'm not sure if I should pronounce it like in a Spanish way. Anything, that's not the point. And it's the Anne Frank House authorized graphic biography, so it's been authorized by. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And at the end, I think there are like real pictures, which is really cool. And these two also wrote these two. Well, Sid Jacobson and Ernie Kahn also wrote a book on 9/11. So it's a graphic novel too, so I really want to check that one out. Then I had that during the last read-a-thon, but it's Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. Now the handwriting is pretty small. Here, I don't even think you can see. Okay, you can see. It's pretty small, but it's like, I think 195 pages. It's not too long. 188. So maybe we'll see. I know that classics are a bit slower, but still. Then for my children's pick of the children's book pick for this readathon, I don't know if you noticed, but I have like, it's pretty consistent. I always have a classic. I don't always read them, but I always have a choice of classics. I always have graphic novels, always have children's books, and yeah, and I'll show you another one. I have two other traditions that I'll get to in a minute. So for my children's pick, it's, oh god, okay, there we go. The Enchanted Castle by Ines Pitt. If you can see that. Just take my word for it. So that. The handwriting is normal. I think it's about 200 pages and it has like illustrations from time to time. Then I got this book from church, because at church after each service we just gather in a hall and we have coffee. There's sometimes baked goods and things like that, and we have books. They always sell books, you know, used books that other people from the congregation actually did not want or not want to throw away. They want to give it back to someone. And so I found this book. I thought it was really cool. It's called Royal Blood, A Royal Spinous Mystery by Rhys Bowen. And I'll just read you the back. This one says, with my hateful brother Binky in town, I've been desperately seeking an escape. To my delight, it comes in the form of an invitation from the Queen to represent the royals at a wedding in Transylvania, legendary home of vampires. If you couldn't tell, like by royal blood, obviously it has vampires in them. I soon realized why I was the one honored with such an invitation. The bride, Princess Maria Theresa, happens to be my old school chum, Maddie. But my stay in her macabre-looking castle turns unnerving when I find dear Maddie with blood running down her chin. Then, during the ceremony, a prominent wedding guest is poisoned. Something must be done, lest the nuptial festivities go to ruin, or worse yet, the couple's vows become to love and to cherish till undeath do us part. Ooh. So, thought I would read this. It's like a new book. I haven't heard anything about it. It actually sounds like real vampires, not the sparkly kind, but the kind that drinks blood. That's what they're supposed to do. And it's about 300 pages, like just over 300 pages. And the handwriting is like the font is pretty big. So there we go. Next one is, that's one of my traditions. Every single read-a-thon I've read a Brian Selznick book. So during the first one I read The Invention of Hugo Cabret, then I read Wonderstruck, and these two books are, I'm sorry, I have shooting pains in my back. Oh god, okay. Okay, we're all good. Moving on. These two books are two of my favorite books. Wonderstruck, I like it just a bit better. And so I wanted to find if Brian Selznick had other books, you know, that had text and images at the same time. And I found two books. One, I don't remember, it's called like 1,000 Faces, The Boy with 1,000 Faces, or something like that. And this one, the Houdini box. And I thought they were like the big, thick books, like The Invention of Hugo Cabret and Wonderstruck, but look, it's like a tiny book. It's sad, but it's okay. It has like his awesome drawings in there. I love his style. I think it's beautiful. So read that. I have this book, The Art of War, which everyone's heard of, by Sun Tzu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. That's how I'm going to pronounce his name. I want to study conflictology later on, so I think that book might be actually a good book for me to read. And it's short. That's the layout on the pages, so that I can read that very quickly. And finally, the last book that I have, I'm not going to show it to you because I don't have it yet. And it's a book that actually is released on Monday, and that's another one of my traditions. I've always had a Stephanie Perkins book in my read-a-thons. So I read Lola and the Boy Next Door. yeah, I read Anna and the French Kiss, then I read Lola and the Boy Next Door, and now I'm going to read Isla and the Happily Ever After. So these books, they're so fast to, like, I read them so fast, and I don't know why, but these Stephanie Perkins books are really awesome. They're just like fun and light, and you just read them so fast. I think like Lola and the Boy Next Door, I read it in about 2.5 days, which is a record for me for like a book over 300 pages with no images or anything to count as pages. No, I've never done that before, and so I was really excited about these two books, so hopefully Isla and Happily Ever After will work well for me too. So there we go. That was like my super long video, but you know, you haven't seen me in a while, so there you go. You're welcome. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's late. I'm kind of crazy. Anyways, so thank you guys for watching my video. Oh, if you guys, I'm probably not going to film updates during the week just because, you know, I'd rather be spending the time I'm going to be filming reading, you know. That's the whole point of the read-a-thon, is to read as much as you can. So I am probably not going to film videos, but if you would like to keep up with like what I'm reading, see the ratings I had on some books, maybe there was like a book that interested you and you wanted to see if I liked it or not so you could pick it up, just you can follow me on Goodreads. I'll leave the link down below, or you can see it also on my channel page in the corner. You'll see like an icon for Goodreads that you can click on, and I would love to be your friend on Goodreads, and yeah, so kind of see what kind of books you like and what you're reading during the read-a-thon. Really hope you'll participate, and don't forget there are challenges every single day, between 2 or 3 challenges daily, and you can actually participate and you can actually be like have your win, or like be your name can be drawn basically from like a draw, and you can win books, 1 to 2 books. I think every person has different budgets, and they're all hosted by different blogs, so it's really cool. I really suggest you you participate in those. And yeah, that's my official goodbye now. See you guys in my next video, which is going to be a review probably, and then I'll obviously film the wrap up, so you'll see me soon. Bye!